I'm a virgin. What is up, guys? My name is Sig Vesper. My parents are asleep. Welcome to a breakdown of my song, A Dream That Will Never Exist. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. The project is kind of small, so it won't be like a big deal. So here, it's just a little breakdown of vocals. I recorded really crappy vocals into my shirt like this, and I had the mic at the bottom under my shirt. I recorded these in falsetto voice, which is like, this is my normal voice. Falsetto would be like, you can hear the break, right? With that being said, I recorded it and I put it into new tone. Once I put it into new tone, I fixed every, wrong note so that I could make it in tune, because I don't know how to sing. I grabbed that, put a bunch of effects. Those effects would be an EQ that cuts out around 150 hertz and up, it's a low cut, so I have 150 hertz and below out, so they're not there. I boosted the 10K, 20K area. I took some mid frequencies out, and then I kept kind of the low mids in there. I put an OTT with 1,000% time, and nothing crazy. I do that all the time, just 1,000% time, full time. So that there's no weird reverb in the back, which you can do that, but it depends what you're trying to get. I also put some reverb, pretty good amount of decay, not a lot. I put the wet up, I put the low cut like a third of the way almost, and then high cut all the way, so that there's highs in there. I use a plugin called Crush, which, let me show you what it sounds like. By itself, just the vocals with the Crush, which sounds horrible. That's why I cut the lows, boost the highs, put an OTT. Sounds more crunchy and over a phone or something. Reverb, and the Crush, you hear that? The Crush kind of, 8 bits, the reverb. And then I put another EQ, making the same boost, cutting up some lows again, just to make sure. And I recorded that, dragged it out, and made it an octave lower, which you cannot hear, which sounds creepy, but together it sounds fine. So this is what it sounds like, the vocal. And also on top of that, I duplicated that same one, not the lower octave one, the regular one, and I made it reversed, so it would be like this. And I added little bits and pieces of, like here. See, I add some more, empty spaces, to take away some empty spaces, and I also added a swoop in with the reverb from the rendered material. As you can tell. Yeah, so that's vocals wise. The rest would be instruments. So let's go with the synth or a piano. Yeah, I used a piano here. This is what it sounds like. Very, sad-ish chords. I was actually gonna do this as a regular beat, like a trap beat, but then I felt something different, and that's the cool thing, that if you feel something, you gotta do it, right? Alternate chord progression. And then it goes into Right, so you get the idea. One is octave higher so that it's in the drop and I can have more space for the bass, right? And another synth which sounds like this, which I was gonna keep by itself at the beginning, but then I realized like, no, it fits better in the drop, I think. Bass, right? So that's pretty much it for layers on instruments and synths. So it's just 3, literally, that's it. The rest is just percussion and little DnB drum loops and things like that. So let's go into the drums section, which is a lot, by the way. And we'll do some effects. I'll show you the effects, which again wasn't a lot either. So at the beginning, I kind of wanted to give you that kickstart of like, oh, this is DnB, you know, like there's something's coming up like DnB. So I have this little loop that I got, and it cuts out certain parts and it cuts back in, right? So like that, it does that pretty often. I have some highs cut out so it sounds more low-key and lo-fi while this is going on and the vocals are in, right? So yeah, that kind of feels, you know, a lot of space, just the drums by themselves, because if it was just the voice would have to be really good, or the piano would have to accompany it really good for the voice and the piano to be by themselves. Since they don't sound that good, minimum the vocals, that's why I have the drums in the background, because I personally wouldn't like just the piano and the vocals, so I want to fill that gap in, you know, like the space. So does the little chops of the voice fill a lot of gaps. So it depends what you're, you know, trying to get. I like to fill space with as much as I can, so it doesn't feel empty or it doesn't feel awkward, right? But yeah, this is the next part. Let's talk about FX real quick. It's not a big part of it. I put a kick reversed. Okay, and then I cut it just a little bit so that's not the high part, like right here. Hopefully you can see that. It's this part that I cut out, so it's only the lower parts, like maybe this much, so that it goes like a whoop, I guess like an eye opener. I don't know how to say that. And then the kick, obviously. And I'm gonna show you now the regular pattern for the little section. That's what it sounds like, and I added another hi-hat to make it more faster. At this point, I had added more highs from the drum. I also have a lot of snare chops, right? And then here as well. To have more dynamics in the snares, and then I added a little trap section right here. It's kind of like a little build up, you can say. I also have this, which does not sound like that at all whatsoever when it's in its original form, but it sounds like a little bird or something. So I kind of like that, and I just put it in the background. You can barely hear it. You would need really good ears to like be able to tell what it even is, even if it was a bird in the background, because it's so low in volume, but it's there, you can hear it. I have that in the background running the whole time in the drops, because I want my drums to sound, you know, clean, which is not the cleanest drum selection I've ever done, but it is pretty clean, and I have that almond loop in the background, so it has more of a D&D feeling. Right. Sound effects, again, just a little phone call, and then it goes into the phone call where there's a girl talking, and I'll go into that in just a second. So you have that going on, and then like I said, just a little build up with like track drums. I wanted to do different stuff. I don't really do this genre, and this is the first time I've done it. So for me to do something like this is like, what? Like, you don't do that. Like, that's weird, right? But yeah, and then I also did little breaks, just like the beginning of the almond breaks or almond drum loops. And together it sounds like this. And then again, just little sound effects like this guy. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy, just a lot of little bleeps and things like that in the background, and it makes it sound more full when it's like that. And that wasn't even like the biggest part of the drop. That's like the intro to what the next drop is. The next drop is pretty much the same instrumentation, same almost same rhythm for drums, just a lot more layering, like a lot more. And then I also have the almond loops going in a lot more heavier, more English lessons. So yeah, that's what it is. And it does the same thing, just it changes rhythms every once in a while, in between every 8 measures. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, really. I have heart going on in the background, so it sounds like this. And it has a little message kind of thingy, phone call in the background. I added some white noise so it would sound more natural, as if there was noise in the background of the phone call. Hey. Like a little pickup thingy.
Hey. Look.
And then another effects would be white noise. So it's really not anything like out of the world. You might have heard the song like something like really like, well, I hope you did, but something very intricate, and it is, right? But not too intricate, as you can see. Or if you're not a producer, you might think this is like the coolest shit in the world, or you might not. I don't know. But yeah, that's what's going on in the background. One more thing, effects wise, but effects, not FX. Put a serum effects with a flanger or flanger, whatever you want to call it, and a filter on to make it do a little swoop in with the flanger, so that it would, just make it not boring, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then it just goes into the regular beat with no almond break loops. Oh, it has a little bit, but less, as you can tell. And then less trap stuff and less drums, and then more attention to the vocals, and then it fades out with a reverb, like in the background, or you're like in next door or something like that. And it's further, and it feels more like you're in a state of mind of a different world, or you're like phased out and like you're staring into nothingness. If any of that makes sense, or you can think about it as your own masterpiece, as you will, and however you want to. I hope you like this because I finished this song in like 4 hours. It says 5 hours, but I was just like messing around trying to render it because it wouldn't render right. Took me about an hour to do that or so, more or less. You guys judge on what you want. I don't care if it's negative. If you did enjoy it, please go listen to this. It's out. I think it's out on YouTube Music as of now, or YouTube, and it is also supposed to be on Spotify out by today or tomorrow, whenever this video uploads. I don't know, but you better smash like and subscribe, because I will literally eat you if you don't. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry, my throat is dying. I have weird allergy things in my throat, not because of something else. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will answer your questions if you have any. So again, leave a thumbs up and then subscribe, put your bell on so you can get ahead of uploads on music, tutorials as well. You guys can ask me if you want a certain thing done or a certain thing explained. I will go over patches of basses on Serum, mixing tips, anything tips wise, anything really, and I will try and do my best. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.